And
Yeah.
I'm all about like give me as much placebo as possible. So
Yeah.
so some people I would try to placebo them into it and be that's kind of what I do with collagen. You know, they're all about. I get so many questions on should I take collagen, and
Mhm.
I I mean, Jill Cook was kind of like, you don't need collagen. And then Keith Barr has that research where it gets incorporated into the tendon. And collagen's good. Like it has amino acids that is hard to get. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good for your tendon. It's good for your all of the connective tissues of your body. So I'm just like, take collagen. Just do it. Just check the box.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like doing this major thing. But I wish I had it in me to placebo these kids and be like, dude, collagen is going to heal your knee.
Yeah.
And then it would because people want something to believe in, and
Yeah.
that's if they can believe that collagen is making them a superhuman, it's probably going to somewhat make them a superhuman.
For sure. There's quite a lot of studies, not just for the tendon, but just joint and skin. Like overall, I would say it's a pretty good thing to do. There's a lot more studies, and does whey protein do the same? Like, do we really need, does it have to be collagen? Or if you're getting enough total protein, is it going to make a difference? However, that being said, it's easy to say, not that many kids are getting plenty of protein.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just not. They're eating a bagel and then going to practice, to school and then to practice. It's like, so to me, it's like potentially big upside and then no known downsides. So let's do it. And then plus there might be the placebo as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're taking something for your tendon pain. Where I'm like, collagen is not like an NSAID. You know, it's not gonna decrease tendon pain and like that mechanism.
No.
They did do a study. That is interesting. You talk about the kids nowadays with their diets because I guess I don't interact with younger kids too much, but yeah, they have to not be getting much amino acids if they're just eating a bagel. But they did a study. I think it was soccer girls. It was really recent too, like a month ago, and they gave one group collagen protein and one group just a placebo, and they saw some like pretty significant changes. I think it was in their patellar tendon.
Really?
But their conclusion was like, if you just get enough protein with your diet, you're probably good. And I agree with that. But I'm like, then that doesn't make me think these young kids, they're not getting enough protein in their diet.
They're not.
Yeah.
So we all throw that recommendation of, well, just get enough, but it's like, that's kind of hard for some of these kids. I did see a study recently. I don't know what population it was done on, but it was whey protein versus collagen. And they showed no difference between the two. However, they did post-workout. And I'm like, you can't do post-workout. You got to do, like, in line with the Keith Barr stuff, like 45 minutes before, because you're not getting enough blood flow into the joint, into the tendon post-workout.
Yeah.
So you got to give it, and then, 45 minutes, and then go get your exercise session.
I wonder the exact mechanism, because I'm aware that Keith Barr stuff where it gets incorporated. But then I have this thought where I'm like, your tendon, like the cross-sectional area, like how big your tendon is, like your muscle. So like if you go the muscle route and you take the whey protein because you want to get a bigger, stronger muscle, you can visibly see your muscle getting bigger and stronger, or I guess bigger. You can never visibly see your tendon getting bigger, and you don't really want it to. So this whole thing with Keith Barr where it gets incorporated into the tendon, there's work on the circadian rhythm where your tendon goes through this. Circadian basically means like it operates on a 24-hour cycle, and people have seen me talk about circadian and they're like, got to get your sleep. And I'm like, that's not what circadian means. Circadian just means there's an automatic clock operating in your body that operates at around a 24-hour cycle. So it's like you have a yin and a yang. So with the tendon, when you're sleeping, your tendon is kind of building up actually more collagen within your tendon. So your tendon has more collagen when you wake up and you're ready to be active. And then you go to bed and it cleans up that collagen that you kind of damaged. So it's like this everyday cycle of build up, clean up, build up, clean up. And when you start to get a tendinopathy, you actually see the cleanup phase gets down regulated, kind of goes away. So you actually have like a bigger tendon and probably more collagen, and you want to get that cleaned out. But that whole thing with Keith Barr, anyways, about incorporating it into the tendon, if we go by that line of thought, it's like, well, then what's happening? Is our tendon getting twice as big? That's just not happening.
No.
But I do, like, I'm just questioning the exact mechanism why collagen would help. And I'm like, every system in your body is connected, and the tendon is mostly extracellular matrix. So you have cells, they say like cells create life and everything, but your tendon is like very little cells, and it's mostly extracellular matrix, which is like the scaffolding around the cells, which makes the tendon strong. Like you could think, I guess you could just think of like scaffolding, people stand on very, very strong with the collagen and everything. I forgot where I was going with that. What was I saying? ECM, the ECM, the ECM, extracellular matrix. And the tendon The collagen, the ECM, it's like the same thing in your gut and in your lungs and in your heart and in your skin. So if you take collagen is helping all of those systems, I'm like, everything is connected. And I think people, when you get a gut issue, or even when you take antibiotics like fluoroquinolones, that's associated with tendon rupture. And you'd think like, well, that has nothing to do with it. But I think it messes up your extracellular matrix somehow. And then you go on to rupture your tendon. So I think consuming collagen, the amino acids that are hard to get, is good for all your systems. If it's good for your skin, if it's good for your gut.
People say it's good for gut health. Yeah.
Then it's going to be good for your tendon.
Right.
And it's just looking at the structure of the tendon and being like, this is pretty similar to everything else. I guess with a muscle does have collagen and extracellular matrix, but a muscle is mostly muscle cells for like the actin-myosin and the contracting. But a tendon is mostly, and I think that's the regenerative capacity is poor because there's hardly any cells in the tendon. It's just this strong structure that doesn't get much blood flow, much exchange. And that's what makes it hard to heal a tendon. It takes very slow, but that's also what lets you beat up a tendon. Because you can beat your tendon up, go and do like a 40-inch vert, and you're yanking on your tendon, and it can withstand that because it's so strong.
Yeah.
But if you had to get that all through your muscle would probably rupture. So it's kind of a trade-off of your tendon can take a beating, but then when you do too much of a beating, which is kind of hard to do, but when you do too much of a beating, it's going to take a while to regenerate it.
Yeah.